Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or should I say welcome to the first ever video on the Marcusi YouTube channel. This is hopefully going to be the first of many, but without further ado, let's get right into it. So the Bruins probably had some of the best individual performances at the 2025 IIHF World Championships. And I wanted to go through some of these key performances from our beloved players in black and gold, highlight their achievements, and what it could possibly mean for the upcoming 2025-26 season. And the first player I wanted to highlight was none other than David Pastrnak for his hometown Czechia. Now, Pastrnak had 15 points in just 8 games at this tournament. That's almost 2 points per game. Now, when you watched Pastrnak, you could easily tell that he's probably one of the best casual goal scorers on his own. And even then, he was such a great play driver for Czechia. He almost contributed on every single goal that they scored. And after a third consecutive 100-point season, coming into this tournament, you could definitely tell that he had some juice that he wanted to save for the NHL playoffs. Now, of course, he wasn't able to do that because of the fact that the Bruins weren't able to make the playoffs, but it is still good to see that he reinforced himself as a world-class top offensive threat. And the Czechs didn't win the title and they weren't able to defend it, but it is good to see that he is still absolutely balling for his home country at a tournament of this magnitude. And it only makes you want him to get some help, but this next guy could definitely be that player for the Bruins to help out Pastrnak. And I wanted to highlight Elias Lindholm for Team Sweden. Lindholm had 14 points in 10 games, but he led the tournament with 8 goals. Now, when I look at getting David Pastrnak that help, Elias Lindholm should definitely be that guy next season, especially with how he performed in this tournament. Now, at the end of the 2024-25 NHL season, it was revealed that Elias Lindholm had been dealing with a lingering back injury that had hindered his play all season. He did finish with 47 points, which isn't bad, but that's coming off the first year after signing a 7-year, $54 million contract. When you're getting paid that kind of top dollar, you should be producing no less than 60 points a year, for me at least. And when I look at Elias Lindholm's final stretch of the season when the back injury wasn't hurting as much, on a top line with David Pastrnak, they seemed to find their chemistry pretty good. Lindholm had 15 points in his final 16 games. And we know Elias's defensive presence is sound. He was definitely effective in that category. He's also a great face-off guy, and that's good. But we should expect a resurgence in his offensive game, especially with how well he played for Sweden in this tournament. Now, the third player I wanted to highlight is someone who has been cooking ever since the spring began, and even before that has just been having such a great 2024-25. And that is Danil Luchmelis of Latvia. Now, for his home country of Latvia, Luchmelis scored 6 points in 7 games, which is pretty solid, but throughout the entire year, he has been such a good player for the Boston Bruins in their prospect pool. In his sophomore season with UMass Amherst, he cooked with 33 points in 40 games. Then, after that, he signs his entry-level contract with the Bees, and it doesn't even kick in until next season. So what I'm about to tell you next is going to make you feel even more confident for Bruins young guns. In the Providence Bruins' final 6 games of the AHL season, he torched the league with 12 points, which was 2 points per game. And even then, he continued to impress at the Worlds for his home country. So much so that when Latvia played Team Canada, Canadian captain Sidney Crosby approached Luchmelis after the game to praise him on his stellar play. And for next season, you would have to think that if he's not poised to take an NHL roster spot, that he's probably going to have a pretty good full AHL season in the first year of his entry-level contract. And you gotta admit, he's another diamond in the rough of 4th-round picks by Don Sweeney, but this next guy is another one of those 4th-round picks that absolutely cooked at this tournament. And of course, I am talking about none other than goaltender Jeremy Swayman, or should I say world champion Jeremy Swayman. In all 7 games, he went undefeated. At this year's Worlds, Swayman definitely had a tournament. He went 7-0-0, had a 169 goals against average and a 920 save percentage. Now, throughout this season, Swayman was in Elias Lindholm's tier of, should we say, lackluster performances by Boston Bruins, who just signed their long-term extensions. Remember, at the beginning of the year, he signed an 8-year, $66 million extension to be the #1 goaltender for the Boston Bruins. And towards the end of this tournament, Swayman definitely picked it up. He finished with an amazing 4-game stretch, beating Czechia, Finland, Sweden, and posted a shutout in the gold medal game to cap off the tournament win. The first gold medal in 92 years for Team USA. Many fans have turned a cold shoulder to Swayman because of the contract that he signed and the play that he had throughout the 2024-25 campaign. But it's definitely going to be a confidence-building run for him coming off of this tournament heading into next season. The question is now, can he bounce back and can he prove that the Bruins trusted their eggs in the right basket? And I definitely think that with this tournament and with how good he played, especially against NHL caliber countries like the 4 I mentioned, he should have a better season. Now, obviously, the IIHF Worlds aren't the high-stakes hockey that are the Stanley Cup playoffs, but it is definitely good to see these standout performances from Boston Bruins. With Pastrnak and Lindholm dominating offensively, showing top form and high confidence, their chemistry and scoring touch could elevate Boston's top 6, and who knows who they could add in this offseason to supplement that. Luchmelis with his 6 points should definitely be a confidence booster in the prospect department and should create some fun competition between young guys fighting for those bottom 6 roster spots. And Swayman's undefeated run, winning 7 of 7 games for Team USA and winning them their first gold, you gotta feel good for the guy, and you gotta think that he can definitely push for a better season than what was last year. Let me know your thoughts on these Bruins performances and if you think it renders any implication for the team next season. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you, legends, in the next one. Bye-bye.